Yo, we back with another solo leveling rise video, and today we're going to be going over some dev notes, stuff like that. There's a bunch of news that we just want to go over and talk about. So let's get right into it. Basically, Alpha Leaker, as usual, always providing information and leaks to the community, has dropped some leaks on some of the skins and I guess you could say events that are going to be coming, obviously with the character as well. This should be in the coming weeks. So let's just get right into it. So we have this right here. As you can see here, this is going to be the new Wind character. She's also going to be coming with a swimsuit skin, as you can just see by the little video that they got going on here. It's going to be Mirai, and then she's going to be coming with a skin. As you can see, her hair kind of turns black too, which is kind of interesting. I've never actually read Solo Leveling, so I have no opinion on her myself. But I've been told that she is part of like the Japanese Hunter Guild or whatever. I don't know how true that is, but I'm just picking up and learning basically as I go. As a lot of these characters are new to me and all that. Then we have a Hansei Mei. It's gonna be her summer skin. We don't know if we're actually gonna get this summer skin. We just know that this is gonna be on the image, right? Then we have Sun Jin Woo's summer skin. So this I do know is actually gonna be a skin for sure. I believe they did show a little bit of a clip or teaser or whatever with him included into it. So we have that. And then on top of that, you can see the Emma skin that we had previously shown in the previous leak is right here, which I can't wait to get my hands on that because she looks absolutely stunning in it. And then as you can see, Alicia is also here with a summer skin. So it's very likely that she's probably going to get one because, I mean, people love Alicia and people love, their waifus. So it is what it is. Now we're going to move on to the next section, which is going to be the developer notes that we've had today. They're going to be, there's going to be a live stream on Monday in about, a couple days from now, 2 or 3 days, something like that. So yeah, we're just going to get right into what they're going to be covering and then, talk about it a little bit. So there's going to be the summer vacation event, all that good stuff. We've had leaks for this for quite some time. I was surprised they didn't release it when they had released the sale skin, but I guess they wanted to hold off on it because they had other plans with Suhyun and all that good stuff, right? You see here another image, right? Popped up right here. Very weird. Not sure why that did that. Anyways, you can see here that even Mei Lin Fisher has a skin in there, right? So let's see if we get a skin for her. Obviously, Sun Jin Woo and her sister, and then, Mirai skin, we already saw it, and then the two Emma skin and whatever. So you can see right here, there's going to be a Sun Jin Woo sneak peek of, I'm guessing this is going to be an event mode, right? That you're going to be able to do. So it's going to be very new. You can see that it's Sun Jin Woo, he has the skin on currently. So he's surfing on, I don't even remember what these fishes are called, swordfishes or marlins or something. I don't know. Anyways, he's surfing on one of those, so it says excellent. So there's definitely going to be like some kind of game mode or whatever that you probably get points in, or what? Who knows? Anyways, let's keep on moving on because I don't want to, talk too much about that, right? So now we have the normalization of the growth experience to improve the joy of farming and growing artifacts. We plan to make previously introduced artifact salvage event into a permanent feature in this update. So naturally, I think that this should have personally, in my opinion, should have been permanent already from the start, just because you don't really have a good way of using your extra gear that you just obtained. You just kind of sell it, right? Of course, in my case, I've been holding on to them. That way I can, use them for another salvage event or something. So I do hope that, this feature is as I'm expecting, right? Because, I mean, I think being able to also get artifact enhancement chips is really nice just due to the fact that, we use those so often and we use them on so much gear and then they kind of get wasted sometimes. And then really the only thing you could get back is gold. When most of the time it's not even the gold that you really need, it's the artifact enhancement chips, right? So this is definitely going to be really nice. And then we will make it able to salvage artifacts that have not been enhanced. So previously you had the salvage artifacts, or I mean, you had the enhanced artifacts for them to be salvaged. But then let's say you get to the point where you've already salvaged all your gear that you have enhanced, right? Well, you're not just gonna start enhancing dead gear again, right? You're just gonna, wait until you get like the perfect statted artifacts and all that. So then you don't really get too much gears that are enhanced, and then what ends up happening is you have nothing to salvage, right? So I think this is definitely gonna be a good change. It should have been there from the start, I'm not gonna lie. But this is definitely W change. So can't wait to look forward to that. Now I'm going into here one step further. So this is something that I've talked about a lot of times, not personally on, a video or on stream or anything like of the sort. It's just been between me, my friends, and some of the community, just simply due to the fact that I feel like there's some characters that are really good with certain types of artifacts, right? So let's just read what they got going on here, and then I'll talk a little bit more about that, right? So, since the addition of 73 and 78 artifacts, many hunters have been challenging the Workshop of Brilliant Light. Only a few have successfully cleared Demon's Castle 50 floor. By a few, I'm pretty sure they mean like maybe give or take 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 or so, right? Out of their entire player base, right? Because it's obviously going to be a large portion. Most people who aren't actually watching videos, like the more casual people or people who just pick up a game because they see the game, right, but they don't really follow any social media platforms, they're more likely not to have beaten it. So this is mainly concerning like people actually within the Discord community and, actually keep up socially in the media, whatever. So we have slightly reduced the difficulty. Facing the average Vulcan with level 55 equipment remains difficult. Obviously, it's going to be extremely difficult regardless, just due to the fact because like the boss has too much HP, the damage they already nerfed, right? That's mainly the biggest issue is the boss is just extremely beefy, so it makes it very difficult unless you have perfect stats and a perfect team to accomplish it, right? Personally, I don't like this change because I did like that kind of difficulty, but I do understand why they're doing it. Personally, I would have loved to keep it. I have done it with other characters aside, like using Alicia and stuff, like the normal difficulty. So it's definitely doable. It just takes quite a bit of setup and work. Like I managed to do normal Vulcan with Huang, and like I know a lot of people were like, Huang, what the hell? He's garbage or whatever people think about it. If I'm able to do it with him, it's definitely possible with other characters. You just have to be able to, take your time setting up that character and making sure they can do the most, right? Anyways, getting off topic again. Let's just keep going. With this update, new instant dungeons and encore missions will be added, but you can farm new artifacts at level 70 and 75. So if I recall correctly, about a couple leaked videos ago, I did cover something of the sort where there was a new boss images for new characters. So like there's like that female Igris looking one and stuff like that. Those are most likely going to be the ones that are going to be implemented later as extra instances and bosses. So you're basically going to have two extra pages of like, not two extra pages, but like two extra tabs of bosses, probably between Encore and Instance dungeons. So that way you're able to do those. And considering they're going to be adding 70 and 75, I'm pretty sure they're going to increase the old gear as well. That way, you have higher leveled ones, right? So basically, we'll be introducing artifacts that share the effects, such as the Black Lions, Dragon Knights, etc. at level 50 and level 55. We hope these new artifacts will enhance your enjoyment of challenging high difficulty content, such as the Workshop and Brilliant Light. So one of the things I was talking about earlier is basically, I really hope, and this is something I've been talking about with, of course, the people that I know and I'm close with. I'm really hoping that they, upgrade the old artifacts just due to the fact that there's some characters that benefit more from the old artifacts than the new artifacts. So what I mean by this is, I'll just give a very vague example. I'll try to give it as specific as I can, as much details, but then you have characters like Huang, right? Huang has a specific combo that you have to do, and it's very hard to accomplish it if you're on a curse set, right? Because basically he kind of wants to have that skill cooldown reduction because that's his whole entire kit, but he can't if you're running an 8-set curse, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, how am I going to be able to get that skill cooldown reduction to properly set up the combo and stuff like that, right? And then you have other characters like, let's say, Silvermane Bake. They would definitely benefit from having the basic attack damage increase and the core attack damage increase, right? Because his entire kit is just auto attacking. And then, of course, you can still run your 2-set curse, run the 4-set of that, and then run the 2-set of whatever else you want, right? And you'd still get kind of a good bonus. Now, you probably lose the 30% extra damage dealt from the, from, let's say, curse, right? But you can make it up with other sets, right? It's not too big of a deal. But I do want them to introduce other options because having those will make it easier for people to actually get into Vulcan and complete it easier with higher artifacts. So I don't think they needed to scale down Vulcan. I think what they need to do is just introduce other options to scale up players, right? Because you want it to be difficult still. You want to have that little, something to enjoy, right? Next up, Additionally, this update will introduce the Demon Castle lower floors hard, so of course they're going to be adding another difficulty, which is going to be even more insanely hard, like as if Vulcan wasn't already. But this is definitely going to be good because even if they're starting to nerf the other one and then buff, by giving new artifact levels and stuff like that in encore and instances, there will still be the game will still retain some level of difficulty with the new Baron, right? So that's going to be very nice. Have no complaints with that there. So they still essentially made the right call, but what I was talking about earlier is kind of how I would have preferred it, right? Now, after the update, if over 3,000 hunters manage to defeat Vulcan on the hard difficulty, an event will be scheduled to distribute a celebration reward to all hunters across the server, so please look forward to it. So basically, they really think that it's going to be like super difficult and only a select amount of people will be able to beat it. Those people who do beat it are going to, if we manage to get 3,000 people, which we should, because there's going to be, influencers, people on YouTube that are going to be, sharing how to complete it and stuff like that. So we should be able to get quite some bit. I normally don't do gods like that, but we'll see how. Maybe I might do one this time. It just kind of depends on how it goes. I am a very busy person. Aside from doing YouTube, I do have my, real lifetime job and all that stuff, and I do a bunch of other things as well on the side. Kind of takes a lot of time out of me, especially with YouTube and all that other good stuff. But I definitely will, if I'm not seeing there's a lot of traction from YouTubers being able to do it, I might do a video, because I most likely will be able to do it, just because the community that I'm in is very expansive, as like a lot of them are just complete whales, right? So I'll be able to get the details out of it that I need. Now, of course, there might be better suited, YouTubers or influencers or whatever that might know a little bit more than I do, and of course, if anything comes up, I'll redirect or credit them, of course, because, we're just all in this together trying to, help everyone out. So, yeah, anyways, before I got off topic, once again, for the third time, 3,000 hunters will be contribute to the reward, will receive special honor rewards. So basically, everybody's going to be it's basically going to be everyone competing for the first 3,000 spots, because the first 3,000 will receive a special honor reward, which is, I don't know what it is. It might be just some like avatar frame or whatever. I'm not entirely sure what it is. Maybe you might have like a special mark or symbol or title. I don't know. I'm definitely going to be trying to aim for it, obviously, because I kind of want to have everything. So I kind of collect everything. Now, I may not get everybody A10, but that will all come in due time, right? And then when I reach the point that I feel like A10ing every character, I will. So yeah, that's good, right? And then we're just not going to talk too much about this. We already talked about the overall part of it, right? So now there's going to be an experience optimization, right? Our team is continuously working to optimize the gaming experience for all hunters. We will discuss the confirmed or under review improvements that hunters mentioned throughout the community. So there's obviously a lot of blessings and things like that people were talking about that want changed and need some tune-ups and things of the sort, because let's be real, the game is amazing. They do a good job listening to the players' feedback and stuff of the sort, but there is still some things that in the game that are seeing no play, have no use, or people are upset with, right? So this is what we're going to be talking about. Quality of life, if you will, right? So the crafting of Mana Power Elixir 2 with Mana Power Elixir 1 is preparing to be added. This is definitely a good change, simply due to the fact that you get the 3 and you get the 1 so much easier than you get the 2. The 2, you need so many of it, and I'm telling you, you get almost none of it, right? I'm always out of the second one, the blue rarity one, almost all the time. So we definitely need the ability to craft it. This definitely is going to fix a lot of things, just simply due to the fact that you can, craft up from the first elixir, right? So now the difficulty of chapter 17 and 18 in the main story normal mode will be slightly reduced. This is just like not reverse, I don't think. I think they're just talking about just purely main story normal, right? So they're just going to make it easier access so people can actually beat, Clash and stuff like that. I don't think there was too many people having problems with chapter 17. I think it was mainly chapter 18, right? I believe it was chapter 18 that people were having most of this struggle at with a lot of the orcs, right? Like the last 2 or 3 stages. So it's like, yeah, I guess that's nice. I don't really care too much about it. I've already beaten them, so it's like whatever. I think the only one I didn't beat is the hard and reverse mode. I'm pretty positive I can beat them. I just been holding off on them because the more story I have, when they increase the level expansion, I'll be able to like level up to 85 rapidly, just because I still saved all my story. They're going to be adding multiplayer support with the secret library. This is definitely be nice. Just that thing is so boring. You have so many keys. You get like what 3 a day, right? Your max cap is 10. You got to auto like 3 different runs. It's like, oh my god, that's just a pain. This is just like Battlefield of Chaos all over. Like this is boring, bro. Like what are you doing? This should have had multiplayer from the start. Shit, sometimes I still think that Vulcan should have multiplayer. Sometimes I don't even want to be running Vulcan like 80 times a week because obviously I buy out all the tickets too from the shop. So it's like, oh my god, I'm doing so many, and then they hand out so many, and you get 2 weekly. So it's like, oh my god, I got so many stages to do. Holy, I feel like they should add multiplayer to that. At least like 2 or 3 in the single run. But that's just me. The attack, defense, and HP stats of shells will be increased, and the remaining time of the commanders will be extended. I don't think they need to extend the time, but they definitely do need to increase their defense, HP, and attack, because you kind of wish that they do a little bit more damage. They don't do that much, but I don't know. For me personally, I felt like they were extremely beefy. At least the commanders themselves. Obviously, their minions weren't that beefy, but this is definitely going to be nice. So now the effects of some blessing stones will be increased. Okay, so the problem is with some of them are the actual effect itself rather than how much it's giving, right? So for example, we'll start off from the bottom, right? We have this one, HP extraction. Add an effect that recovers HP when hitting elite or higher monsters. This is very good, right? I believe before it was when you had to kill a monster, right? So it was just like, had no use. The penalty of the increase in damage taken will be fixed regardless of the rank. Okay, I mean, alright, that's whatever. Added the effect that increases the granted shield effect. Okay, I mean, whatever. People are still not going to use this just due to the fact that the only thing people care about is doing damage. So it's still kind of useless. On top of that, if you wanted to live from something that can kill you, people would rather use daily completion because it's more accessible. You already have it, and I mean, it's invincible. Like you practically just take the hit and you just don't die. You just revive. Then you have tenacity, added defense increase effect. Nobody cares. Literally nobody cares. We want DPS. Increased MP increase rate and added effect that recovers MP every second. This is good if you're running like an MP kind of build where like the more MP you have, the more damage you do. I believe it was like Mana Rampage or something. But in most cases, you don't see a lot of play from this either. This is useless. Get this out of here. Tidal Conqueror of Adversity, eased HP decrease criteria, and increased attack, defense, HP. This is good. I just need to see what the percentages are going to be after change, right? Because I know I think there was like 4% or something. It was like a percentage, right? But it was really good when you add Legendary, right? Add Legendary is very good. I like the other ones, it was like whatever. Increased damage dealt to normal monsters. Nobody cares. The only time anybody would care is if you get like some kind of event and like 99% of it is consisting of normal monsters and then there's like one elite or a boss, right? So it's whatever. I don't really see too much play from this either. So I still don't see a majority of these having any play. Maybe Chains of Blood and HP extraction is still very unlikely, to be honest. All right, now we skip that. We just go on. Let's get. They don't got nothing here. Okay, so this is how she looks in the game. Nice. And then yeah, like I said before, live stream will be on Monday. I do not know the time yet. I'll figure that later. And basically, this is going to be the code that you want to put in devnote 1 step, and basically you'll get 500 essence stones, and then you'll get a motif for the standard banner, right? So yeah, that's basically everything that they have on the dev notes, and of course, you know, the leaks of the skins and all that. Oh, one more thing I also forgot to talk. You can see Alicia in the back. I mean, not Alicia, excuse me, Chai. So she's probably going to be getting the skin. We don't know when though, because this one hasn't been leaked, right? I believe. He said, yeah, he didn't say that it was in there, right? Even though we've seen it in the dev notes. But yeah, that's basically everything that they covered, and let me know what you guys think about it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm tired as hell. Peace.